Hi there guys, Saucy Soviets back with another game of Twilight Struggle. We're going to bid for sides today. Hope you all enjoyed the first video I made with commentary. I hope my strange accent wasn't too difficult to understand. I think we'll throw one in for the USSR today. Okay, so yeah, we get the USSR, great. He gets an extra point. Pretty strong hand. Lots of ops. We'll just do the standard setup there. Okay, so taking a look at the hand, there are a couple of good things. We've got a big 4-op card with nuclear test ban. We can manipulate the defcon with duck and cover, and we've also got defectors, so we know that our headline won't be cancelled. Now, I'm thinking here, I think we play Vietnam Revolts as the headline, then coup Iran with duck and cover so he can't attack us in Vietnam. And it will also score as a quick, easy Asia domination, so let's do that. Okay, he plays containment. So it's important to play the event first, so he only gets 1 point instead of 2. Let's see how we do. Okay, so not great. We only roll a 2. I'll just say hello to him. I think it's important to be polite in these games. Hi there. Yeah, as I mentioned in an earlier video, the Twilight struggle etiquette is of a fairly high standard in the Steam community. So we'll see what he does. I'm assuming he'll put at least an extra one into Iran to protect it, probably go into Afghanistan, maybe one into Malaysia to threaten Thailand a little bit, but we'll see what he does. What's his rating? Let's have a look. So similar to ours, and we haven't played him before. Oh, he goes for a coup, okay. Right, so he knocks us out of Iraq, which is very effective actually, because he's basically denied us access to the southern part of the Middle East. So what's he saying? Hi, hello there. Right, so given that, I think we'll play defectors. We'll put one into Israel just so we can make ourselves just so we can give ourselves access to Jordan, you know, which will let us walk back into Iraq and Saudi Arabia, and then we'll throw one into Afghanistan to threaten Pakistan. So again, making him think there, you know, do I go into Pakistan? Do I risk being attacked by the Indo-Pakistani war card? Or do I prioritise the Middle East, go into Iraq, secure Iraq and Saudi Arabia? So let's see what he does. Looking at the hand, we'll be spacing NORAD, definitely. It's too powerful an event, I believe. Yeah, I think it completely changes the dynamics of the game if the Soviet player is always worried about that one extra influence point. Okay, where's he going? So Malaysia, as predicted, and Iran, and he also goes into Pakistan. So Israel and the UK. So we've got to take Thailand, definitely. A little bit concerned about the Indo-Pakistani war card. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw one into Pakistan to give us access to India, but I'm not going to take it outright because we don't have any modifiers if he were to play the Indo-Pakistani war card. I'll put 2 into Thailand to protect it, and then so we've got presence in the Middle East, I'm going to take Syria. So again, giving him a couple of things to think about. Does he take Pakistan? Does he take India? Does he score the Middle East if he's got that? Does he maybe try and break Thailand? I don't know. Yeah, it was good play on his part to move into Pakistan, I think. One downside of his play off Suez, though, is that he's left Israel slightly open. It's a little bit easy for us to take, and I think it's quite rare to control Israel as the Soviets. Good news is we can also play special relationship with no consequences. Put the effects on a little bit. Okay. So that fails, unfortunately, but it was fairly risk-free for him. I mean, he still had Lebanon, and even if the roll had succeeded, he wouldn't have lost any influence. So, oops. 2 into Thailand, because I can't stand constant flips. It really irritates me. So yeah, let's have a look. I think with this card we'll consider going into South Korea, because that will then make Taiwan slightly more appealing to him. Okay. So he's prioritising those early points. Okay, so that scores for even.
Sobre la cuestión acerca de si la lucha armada es el único camino para la liberación, lo que puedo responder es que, por lo menos en las condiciones de nuestro país, no había otro camino.
So that's unfortunate for him. That will also go back into the deck on turn 3, so not sure what his other card was, but I'm sure he had his reasoning for it.
The seeds of totalitarian regimes are nurtured by misery and want. They spread and grow in the evil soil of poverty and strife. They reach their full growth when the hope of a people for a better life has died.
Pretty sure that he's got Red Scare, given how quickly he put that card out. We'll go for a safe headline. Yeah. It's annoying, but never mind. And we don't get anything from Cambridge, so I think we'll attack Iran. However you pronounce that. Okay, we get a roll out of it. We knock him out, which under Red Scare I can't complain about. I think that's good. So he'll have to consider that. He'll have to take that back. I think we should play CIA as quickly as possible, while Fidel is still out there. And obviously, if he takes Pakistan or India, then we can have a go at flipping it with the Indo-Pakistani war card. So there are worse hands to get red scared with, I think, but it's still quite irritating. Okay. Right. So he's wise to go into Jordan there and block us off from the 2 central battleground countries in the Middle East. I think I'm going to tempt him a little bit to go into India.
The challenge of the 20th century is the challenge of human relations and not of impersonal natural forces.
So my thought process there is, you know, challenge both Pakistan and India, make him waste ops going into them, then hopefully if we're lucky we can use the Indo-Pakistani war card and take it off him. If he's got the Middle East scoring card, he should probably... Oh no, he's got de Gaulle. But if he's got the Middle East, I think he should play it as soon as possible. Okay. So Europe's not looking great at the moment. We do still have blockade, however, and we could pull something out of the hat with that later on in the game. I'm not too concerned now about playing Marshall Plan because he's already taken France, and even if he overprotects West Germany, we could still remove all of his influence with blockade if we were to get lucky. So I think I'll just trigger it. Put 2 into South Korea and 1 into Egypt, move over to Libya. I know Nasser's out there, but if he's sort of storming ahead in the Middle East, he'll be reluctant to play that card. So I think we'll just move down there regardless. So France, West Germany, Italy, the 3 Mediterranean countries, and either Canada or the UK. Oh no, both. Both, I beg your pardon. Okay, so he doesn't overprotect West Germany, he doesn't protect against Willy Brandt, which is interesting. What am I doing there? Okay, so as I said, 2 in South Korea, 1 in Egypt. So France and West Germany are still quite vulnerable to socialist governments if we draw that card. Okay. He's wise to throw that out of the deck now because we haven't seen independent Reds. Not really sure what to do here. I think I'll get rid of CIA while we still can. What could he do with this? Maybe throw 1 into Pakistan. Maybe go into Israel to threaten Egypt. Maybe Indonesia to try and even up the country count a little bit. But I think that's quite unlikely. Either Pakistan, India, or Israel, I'd have thought. Okay, so he moves into Iraq. In that case, we'll throw 1 into Libya. I think on the next turn I'll use 5-year plan, and if I discard blockade, I'll take Libya, and if I discard Indo-Pakistani war, I will take India, because then obviously there won't be any threat for him to take India or Pakistan. But we'll see what he does. I think if he's got the Middle East scoring card, he should really play it now. Okay, he's wise to get that out of the deck. Okay, what's he done that for? Yes! Okay, I think there his thought process was to keep American influence in the Koreas. But luckily Kim did a very good job at protecting the Korean Peninsula from the pesky Americans. He'll be very happy. South Korea again is more communist than North Korea, so that's quite an interesting setup. Okay, he's wise to throw that out of the deck, I think. UK, interesting. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty pointless to use that card for the event because we wouldn't have taken Pakistan outright. And obviously we only get 2 points from it instead of 3 because we're under Red Scare, so I just went ahead and took India. And hopefully we'll redraw the card. It is quite a nasty, shocking card when you draw it. How's it going? Okay.
So my country's purpose is to help us move out of the dark chamber of horrors into the light, to find a way by which the minds of men, the hopes of men, the souls of men everywhere can move forward toward peace and happiness and well-being. Okay,
so we're going to come right back at him with Red Scare. Has he played Truman? No, he hasn't. Okay, so I'm going to keep NATO for a little bit. I think it's good to have a 4-ops card throughout the turn. He's already scored the Middle East, so it's a little bit pointless queuing Iran. I think we'll go for Panama. And of course we roll a 1, just waste a 3-ops card. Chances of that are so low. Very, very irritating. Mind you, we can't really complain given that the South Korea roll went quite well. I'm just trying to think of what he might have in his hand. Okay, now priority is to take Burma to protect against the Indo-Pakistani war card if he has that. Or we could actually flip Pakistan with the China card. In fact, yes, I think we'll do that. So make him feel like he's wasted his turn there. We do give him the China card back, but we might be able to retrieve it by getting the Cultural Revolution card next term if it comes out. So we're in great shape in Asia. I'm hoping he has blockade. I'm hoping that he's got some card management issues here. We need to play decolonization as soon as we can. I'll put 1 into Indonesia, 1 into Angola, 1 into Nigeria, and probably 1 into Algeria. I think if I put 1 into Algeria, then he'll have to use a 4-ops card to take it. And then obviously if he has blockade, that could be 1 less card that he can use to save West Germany. I'm a little bit mindful of the fact that he still has Truman. If it had already been used, then I'd be attacking France right now. But we haven't seen him yet, I don't think. Okay. Right, so he's trying to even the country count, I think. I think now's the right time to play this. Get off to a head start in Africa. We'll play Fidel for the event because the pathetic coup roll in in Panama denied us access to Central America, and we can't really rely on us drawing liberation. So that's the thought process there. That's been removed. Only Marshall Plan has been removed, and Red Scare. So we could have Japan. He could have nuclear test ban. Okay, so he obviously can't handle blockade for whatever reason. Excuse me. Excuse me, sneeze there. So we'll fortify Africa a bit. Take Algeria and Zaire. So unfortunately there isn't any chance of blockade working, so we'll just have to take it on the chin with Europe, score it for 5 points for him. Okay. Okay, so that's a fair trade. 8 for us against 5 for him. We're still 3 up. So it's better than having no points at all. Then I think after this we will play Fidel. East European. Okay, that's wise. Putting one into Costa Rica has 2 benefits. Let's say the Soviets perform a coup there and just kick the Americans out of Panama, or don't really get in fully. So let's say the Soviets just have 1 influence there. Then having that 1 in Costa Rica means you can just walk back in. So I think that's good play. We'll go and use Mr. Castro to get into Cuba. He might try to realign us. He could try to break something. Probably should have overprotected Pakistan, because he will have the China card next turn. But there are so many different cards in the mid-war that can allow for action on the headline phase. Okay, so he's unsuccessful there with the coup, and that's where Truman was as well. So we now know that he's in the discard.
Приветствовать недавно принятые в члены Организации Объединенных Наций государства и передать им пожелания благополучия и процветания.
Okay, looking at this hand, we've got some pretty strong cards. We've got a couple of 4-ops. We've got Brush War, which is good. We can space colonial rearguards. That's not a problem. Panama might be a bit of an issue. I think we'll hold that. There is the argument that you could use that for the event in the headline and then coup it, but there are so many different American cards that can allow you to coup in the headline. You know, grain sales. I can't think of any more. He might use We Will Bury You. I mean, he could use Cuban Missile Crisis, but we have that. So I don't think I'll risk that. Have we seen defectors? Yes, we have. I'm thinking at the moment, I think I might Brush War Italy before I use NATO. I think I'll do that. Okay. So that's not too bad for us. If we use Brush War now against Italy and then give him NATO, we can avoid the issue of NATO preventing us from using Brush War in Europe. So, come on, 4 or above. Oh, yay, another 1, just what we needed. Ridiculous. Oh, we could, in fact, we could give him. No, I don't want to take the DEFCON up to 5, because then that would give him a coup in Asia, and I'm not comfortable doing that. So I think we'll just have to accept that maybe Europe won't be in our favour this game, but we'll just have to focus on the other regions. Okay, so the only real coup targets I'm seeing here are Iran and Panama, and we've already scored the Middle East, so I think we'll go for Panama. Okay, so not devastating, but at least he has to repair it. At least he has to take some action. I think with nuclear test ban we could throw them all into South Africa and take control of Africa, which I think is 11 points. We need to add another one into Pakistan at some point. But I think right now his priorities would be repairing Panama, maybe going into Mexico, maybe taking South Africa to make sure that he has presence there. So he does exactly that. So that's very wise. Use Latin America, put one into Pakistan, like I said, and then we'll just overprotect Angola to stop him from flipping it with a 3-ops card. So the only scoring cards left now are the mid-war scoring cards. All of the early ones have been played. I think we'll use Arms Race for the event, unless we desperately need it for the ops for whatever reason. Okay, so he takes Mexico. So he doesn't have any scoring cards. Yeah, we'll play Arms Race for the event. Secure our 3 points. I think we should also throw one into Libya at some point to protect against Sadat. Where's he going with this? Okay, so he secures his domination in Central America. We can't really fight against that at the moment. You know, we don't have Liberation, we don't have ABM or any card that we could coup him with. And Panama tends to fall to the Americans more often than not. So we'll throw one into Libya. And to protect against... In fact, no, what am I talking about? We have colonial rearguards. To protect against the voice of America, I think we'll just go and overprotect our African battlegrounds. It's a very popular final action round play for the US to use the voice of America. He could throw us out. He could have thrown us out of those African battlegrounds, but now there is 6 influence in total in Nigeria, Zaire, and Angola. So, you know, he couldn't completely knock us out. Oh dear, where's this going? Into France. Okay, that's wise. Try and beat him on the space race. If this succeeds, then we'll space independent Reds again. Hopefully get our 2 points. Okay, that's good. He might respond to that and space something himself to prevent us from spacing 2 cards. Could also try to realign Cuba, then Central America would be a huge problem. But luckily having that battleground next to America makes the domination for the US slightly less valuable. I think it's only about 2 points for America. Okay, so he fails that roll, so like I said, we'll try and space again, try and secure ourselves 2 points. And we get it. Very nice. So the dice are being slightly kinder to us now. Sorry. And I've got a big 4-ops card left. So I think with that I think I'll throw an extra one into North Korea to prevent him from slamming the China card into it. And I think we will maybe put 2 into Botswana, give ourselves African domination. We could threaten him with a realignment in South Africa. I could also go and put them into Israel, just to make sure that he doesn't run in there. There's also the Camp David card that we need to be aware of. So, a couple of options there. Summit. Right, so he's definitely worried about losing South Africa. So I think in that case, we'll put 2 into Botswana, 1 into North Korea, and strengthen up Israel a bit, make it that little bit less appealing. And then obviously if we can grab Israel, we'll have, we'll actually have domination, but I'm guessing that Iraq and Saudi Arabia are going to fall to him, given that we don't have access to those areas. I can't really complain about this game so far, guys. It's going fairly well. Europe is a bit of a concern, but we still have blockade. It's still out there, so we might be able to use that at some point. Central America is a bit of a concern. I think I might coup maybe Mexico next round. But it's only, I think, a 2-point domination for the US. Yeah, so it's not a huge concern. It's a much more valuable region for the Soviets than the Americans. Oh dear, where's this going? I'd have a guess at Zaire. And what do you know? Okay, so we don't have to be too concerned about realignments.
We dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed.
Okay, this isn't a great hand. Not very many ops, some dangerous US events. I think I'll just headline Southeast Asia. You know, he doesn't have colonial rearguard, so we can't really cause any damage there. Okay. That's an interesting play because we haven't seen Warsaw yet. Well, it hasn't been played for the event. So, with respect to our opponent, I don't think it was a wise move to move into Poland before Warsaw is played. But I'm not complaining. I think I'll go for a coup in Mexico. Now, you could argue, you know, what are you doing that for, Saucy? It's an easy realignment for him. Well, true, but if we coup Panama, then Costa Rica's next door, so he has the same die modifiers there. So I'd rather go for a country that borders the US. So here we go. Very nice. Very, very nice. So we flip Central America. He might try a few realignments now. I'm a little bit concerned about having both OAS and Panama Canal. I think I'd rather prioritise using Panama Canal though. Where's he going? Okay, so it's a poor roll there. Portuguese Empire. Okay, so I'm glad that he played that card. Gives us an extra non-battleground. It fortifies Angola for us. We'll have a crack at realigning South Africa. Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. So we can just walk straight into there. Because of the low amount of ops, I think we'll use South African Unrest for the event and place 2 into South Africa. Or we could just use the card, the ops on the card. Yeah, I've always wondered why that's a 2-op event when the Soviets can just place 2 into South Africa. I suppose if they're not down there already, then it makes the events that little bit more useful. Yeah. Okay, so this will be Mexico, I'd assume. Oh no, Cuba. Oh no. Yeah. So again, can't really do a lot about that. It's quite irritating, but never mind. I think we'll go ahead and space now, guys. See if we can get into Earth orbit. Very nice. And then if he doesn't space again, we will use Ask Not to space and see if we can bag those 3 points from lunar orbit. Yeah, I'm not going to use OAS because he can put influence in Chile or Argentina, and then he could just secure himself an easy South American domination. So he goes and grabs Cuba, but you know, 2 points. I'm not too concerned about that at this stage. Go and send Kennedy into space while we've got the chance. Come on. Okay. But at least we're in Earth orbit. At least we can see the opponent's headline. I think after this, with kitchen debates, I'll put 1 into South Africa, and then I'll use the South African card to put the other 2 in. Oh no, here we go again. Okay, that's good. Please, just once more. Oh, no. Get rid of kitchen debates while we can. Just throw it back into Mexico. Yeah, we don't want to give him control because I think that's a good 7 points, if I remember correctly. 5, then... Oh no, it would be 8, I beg your pardon. Okay. Right, we don't really have the ops to fight him on that. And we're still ahead in Israel anyway, so it would be quite expensive for him to just run in and take it. He's wise to put the one into Egypt as well, because if he uses Sadat now, then he'll take Egypt outright. But hopefully a nice Muslim revolution will kick him out again.
А почему же этот халуй американского империализма выступает? Он затрагивает...
Nice.
Он затрагивает вопрос, если говорил, значит, он не процедурный вопрос затрагивает. И председатель, который симпатизирует этим колониальным господству, он не останавливает его. Разве это справедливо?
I might try something a bit cheeky here and realign him out of Venezuela. See how it goes. No, never mind. I'm a little bit worried he might have the voice of America though if he's placed 2 into Chile, because he could just kick us out again. If he's got Central America, I think he should play it now. Well, he's got to play it now because it's the last action round. But yeah, we'll see what he does. I think we'll wait until we... Oh dear. Okay. So because of independent Reds, we'll go and take 3 from Romania and 1 from Finland. Then we've got 4 to play with. Throw 1 into Saudi Arabia to give us access to there. Put 1 into Chile so he can't knock us out with the voice of America. 1 into South Africa just to secure that, and then we'll throw the last one into Poland. So if we do end up getting Warsaw Pact, we can just kick him out, which is fantastic.
Через тяжелейшие испытания советские люди отстояли.
Okay, we have the voice of America. Good news, we've got Liberation, so we could put 2 into Panama and then coup it. We've got Brezhnev. We've got Africa scoring as well, which is great. I think if we hold the voice of America, then we can space it. Oh no, we can't space it though, can we? Because we can only space 3 cards. 3 op cards, I beg your pardon. Okay, I think he might have grain sales here. Oh, but if we use Brezhnev, then we could space it. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'm not too concerned about losing 2 points from Central America. I think, oh no, I think I'll, let me just have a think. So he's got Junta. So if we headline Liberation now, then that will make him prioritize Central America instead of South America. I don't want him to go into Argentina. I want us to nab that. So yeah, if we upset the balance in Central America, then it'll make him rethink his priorities. I don't want to lose Mexico either, because giving him control will give him 8 points, which isn't good. Oh no. And of course he rolls a 6, so yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Grab Mexico back, and then just pushing Cuba, I think, make him waste more points. If he puts one into Guatemala, then we can coup him, or we can just play Central America and get it over with.
Our goal is not the victory of might, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world. God willing, that goal will be achieved.
Okay. Again, if we coup Uruguay, then that'll give us a chance to realign Argentina, so I think we'll do that. What's happened here? Why has the dice stopped? Hello? There we go. Nice, we roll a 4. Sorry about that, I think the connection might have dropped for a moment. So we could realign him now, out of Argentina. Probably go into Paraguay with that. Yep. So try and kick him out again. Okay. Could just coup us back. If he fails, then I don't know. I don't know whether to realign him or whether just to. Oh no, we can't score it. Sorry, I'm thinking of something different. Here comes Willy Brandt. Of course, he rolls a 6. Just get rid of Central America while we can. And Africa should be a big score for us. 6, yeah. That will take us up to 14. A little bit worried now about OAS. I think that could cause some issues, but it's much better than playing the Voice of America. So, right. So we'll go and grab those points back that he just got from Alliance. I think we should take Saudi Arabia when we can. Okay. Yeah, I think the rocket with the dog in is. I think it keeps blowing up on the launch pad. I don't think he's having much luck there. Americans aren't doing too well on the space race. Go and grab Saudi Arabia. One good thing about the fact that he's gone into Cuba means that the Ortega card in the late war will be a problem for him. Okay, as expected. I think I'll just get this card out of the way. I don't think it's good to hold 2 damaging American cards. Let's just see what he does with it. He might put 2 into Chile, he might put 2 into Mexico, he might put 1 into each. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking I should have played Brezhnev, so I could have spaced voice and then just repaired the damage from OAS. But that's life. Okay, puts 2 into Peru, which is wise. I think we'll try to coup him out. So of course it fails. So we're in big trouble now in South America. Yeah. We've been quite unlucky with die rolls, I think, and annoying realignments. Also good card play from our opponents.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
You tell him, Kennedy. That is what happened, of course. The Apollo 11 moon mission was carried out in his name, in his memory. We'll definitely take 2 from West Germany, given that it's already been broken by Willy Brandt, and we will take. I think I'll take 1 from Italy, and I'm doing that because if we pull socialist governments again, we could then take another 2 from Italy and walk in with a 3-ops card. So we'll probably put 3 back into West Germany, I'd have thought. Good news as well is that blockade will be back in turn 7. All into Germany. Yeah, as predicted.
For the first time, because the people of the world want peace, and the leaders of the world are afraid of war, the times are on the side of peace.
Okay, so this is a strong hand. Couple of problematic cards. I'm thinking of using Brezhnev though. I think we're quite lucky that we've redrawn that. We can space the Voice of America and duck and cover as well. Hopefully get the Russians on the moon. I'm thinking of cooing Brazil with Shea or Flower Power, and then using Brush War on Venezuela. Oh no, and then he would obviously do something that throws all of that down the bin. Lots of powerful cards here that I don't really want him to grab, but it's just the way it is. Please be something a bit mediocre. Please be puppet governments. And of course it's that. Of course. Why would it be anything else? Why, oh why, oh why would it be anything else? We could manipulate the DEFCON with duck and cover, but that means we won't get a coup in South America. But I'm thinking if we have to repair the 3 from the Voice of America, then sorry, the 4 from Voice of America, then we can do that with duck and cover because it has now become a 4-ops card. He would pull, obviously, the most powerful card in my hand. Again, it always seems to happen. Part of me thinks it isn't deliberate, but it's just the way it is. So I'd guess 2 from Chile, 2 from Mexico. We do have Brush War though, so if he manages to steal a country off us from this, then we could try to coup him back. Sorry, to Brush War him out of there. But we'll see what he does. He might even decide to coup. Yeah, he does. He does. Okay. Very interesting. I'd have used the opportunity to remove influence with the Voice of America there, but okay. Okay, so that's changed everything really. Let's just have a think about this. We still have African domination, which is fine. I think it's 4 points now. Yeah. I'm thinking of using Shea to coup Peru and Paraguay, and then we could realign Argentina, maybe brush war another South American battleground country. So we'll play event, we'll remove the threat of realignment out of Chile, nice, and then Paraguay, and of course we roll a 1 again, but at least we've protected Chile a little bit. And you would have that, of course. Okay, so with brush war, I think a prime target would be Panama, and then we could go and throw lots of ops into the one stability countries in Central America. Put 3 into Israel while we can, secure it. We've got 1 more, which I think we will put into, where could it go? Into Poland. So he's ahead in 2 regions, I'm ahead in 2, no sorry, he's ahead in 3 regions, I'm ahead in 2, and it's a tie in the Middle East. Okay. So we'll have a go with rush war, we'll try to take Panama. Come on. Oh, come on, another one! Goodness sake. Bit of a joke. What could we grab with salt negotiations? Not a lot. Maybe brush war again. We've unfortunately lost the ability to to space race twice. Oh, of course. So we'll just repair that with salt. And we'll throw another one into Iraq, so we'll try and push for domination there. Just make him think about that. I think taking Iraq is a priority for him. Okay. Yes. So we grab our 3 points from lunar orbit. Oh no. So go ahead and get rid of Usuri. It's quite odd that he's played that towards the end. And yeah, we'll just go and attack him. We'll attack West Germany to prevent him from cooing. puppet government isn't really useful for him at this stage. We can't fight that, unfortunately. We'll burn off puppet government and go straight into West Germany. I am mindful that he has Truman, but you know, we've got to keep the momentum up. We've got to maintain some threat. Blockade is still out there as well, so I think. Yes, it is. Not in the discard, is it? No. We'll see where he goes. We'll just run ahead into West Germany, try and take it over. And if he has Truman, then we can still rely on blockade for some West German crazy move. And if he doesn't space, then we'll still get to see his headline. Where's he going now? And of course, he rolls another 6. Why would that not happen? The good news is though, we can coup Nigeria. It's just a bit of a joke.
But surely one such lesson, learned by the world at great cost, is that aggression, unopposed, becomes a contagious disease.
So we have a strong hand here. We could quagmire him, then coup Nigeria, and then on the next turn go ahead and take West Germany. We've got decolonization, so we can cause some trouble in Africa. Right, okay. Can we prevent that? Anyway, okay, so he's going to go and put 2 into West Germany, I think. So, yeah, I think we quagmire. Let's hope that he fails when he does his first roll. Into your minds here, but you know, do I prioritise Nigeria in case he has Truman, or do I go straight into West Germany? I think we'll go into West Germany and hope that he fails a roll. It can happen. Hoping and praying for a 5 or a 6 here for our opponents. Right. I think what we'll do is we'll use Junta to attack him in Argentina, because then we can control the DEFCON. It gives us other things to think about. Gives him other priorities besides West Germany. Very nice. Very, very nice. And also with decol we can then attack Nigeria. So that's what I was thinking there. And also with Latin America we could force him to discard a 3-ops card. But yeah, we'll see what he does. He needs to take Iraq as well. So this is all going to go into... Okay, so he steals Asia domination. We can't really do an awful lot about that. Only got 2 up cards as well. We'll keep up the fight in West Germany. So he obviously doesn't have Truman, otherwise he would have played it then. Nice. So we get 4 points from that, and we get to take West Deutschland. Go and overprotect it, I think. United Communist Germany. The next turn, I think we'll attack with decolonization. You know, force him to think about that. In fact, no, we'll play that slightly differently. Put 1 into Nigeria, 1 into the Saharan states, 1 into Cameroon, and 1 into Malaysia to get Asia domination back. So if he takes Nigeria, we can try to realign him.
Today
and we can also try to realign Zaire.
This gate is closed, as long as this scar of a wall is permitted to stand, it is not the German question alone that remains open, but the question of freedom for all mankind.
Very powerful speech there from Mr. Reagan. Okay, so I think we'll try to realign Zaire. Fails, of course. Almost. He'll have to take that into consideration. Not sure whether I should play the Latin American debt crisis card. Obviously doubling Argentina and Chile wouldn't be ideal for him. It would make any potential attacking out Argentina slightly more difficult. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how he responds to what I've just done in Africa. I think he'll probably coup Cameroon now to prevent any realignments. And of course, he's got a huge 4-ops card. Yeah, so he's got to protect Zaire, and he does that wisely. In that case, I think we'll coup in case... hang on, let's have a look at the 7 to 6. Yes, so that will steal his domination. That will also make realignment slightly easier. Okay. So if he scores Africa now, it will only get him 1 point, which I think we can deal with any spaces.
I believe that communism is another sad, bizarre chapter in human history whose last pages even now are being written.
So great news, we draw Truman, so we don't have to worry about him. We can just get rid of him if and when we need to. We've got the Iranian hostage crisis, so we could steal the Middle East from him. We've got Pershing, which probably won't be too effective at this point, but it will get us another point, which is good. I think we'll space Bear Trap. Have we seen We Will Bury? Yes, we have. So I think we'll missile MB. Okay. Interested in what we could draw here. I think he used Japan last game. Sorry, last turn. Yes, he did. We could try and grab Japan as well then. Okay. Right. I think the priority here is Nigeria. Another one. Okay, at least we can try to realign Zaire. How many ones have I rolled this game? It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. We want to have few attempts at it. Come on, this has to work. Please tell me this. Please. Oh, come on. Oh, what an absolute joke. It's really frustrating. I don't know. I don't know why it does this sometimes. I do think it's deliberate to try and keep people playing. Okay. So we can have another go at realigning. I think we'll use Latin America. I don't really see any huge use for us. Yay, finally. And then where could we try the other one? We're even in Nigeria, so we could maybe have a go at that. No. Oh well. If he doesn't coup around Zaire, I think we'll walk in there with Truman. Okay. We will lose Austria, so I'm not too concerned about that. Oops. Probably should have played the Iranian hostage crisis card earlier to get domination in the Middle East. And we've regained domination of Africa, which is very nice. 5 to 8. Okay. How do we stand in Asia? 7 each. Yeah, I'm thinking of trying to make a run for Japan at some point. Oh no. I guess a 6. Oh no. Oh, come on. Play that now. But knowing my luck, he'll probably just have the Iran-Iraq war card and take it off us again. Probably roll a 12. Okay. So that's not an issue. We can just use Warsaw Pact. Go and space this. And the Russians are on the moon. Very historically accurate. I think it's important in the late war to keep at least 2 space boxes ahead of the Americans to prevent the Star Wars card from being... Okay, that's very interesting. And then we'll just use our man in Tehran. Because I want to keep Warsaw Pact in case he makes a run for Poland. Mikhail Gorbachev forming the Warsaw Pact. Very unlikely. Yeah, I think we'll...
Secretary Gorbachev, if you seek peace,
I think we'll overprotect Zaire.
Prosperity for the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe. If you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate.
And then I think we will tempt him with Poland. So again, the idea there is to entice him into playing into Poland, and then when he wastes a lot of ops, we can just use Warsaw Pact and kick him out. It'll also be good if he tries to play the tear down this wall card. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Probably going to Poland. No, oh, it takes Japan, that's wise.
Мы наследники великой цивилизации. И сейчас от всех и каждого зависит, чтобы она возродилась к новой, современной и достойной жизни.
Okay. So we've got Red Scare, which is great for the last turn. I think we will coup Argentina with the Cuban Missile Crisis card. Definitely use the Reformer for the event. Put 2 into Italy and maybe overprotect East Germany. Probably space East European. And Africa we can obviously play to score, I think, is it 4 points? Yes, 4 points. So yeah, we'll purge him. Okay. So I doubt that he's going to throw 4 into Saudi Arabia, given the fact that he's now under Red Scare. Very nice. Very, very nice. I mean, we could also try and blockade and turn West Germany into a 14 strong communist state. Hasn't been very historically accurate, this game. You know, American Cuba, communist Germany, Russians on the moon first. It's a fairly unlikely scenario. We'll just go ahead and repair Saudi Arabia before he makes any more progress there. Okay. Score Africa. I think with ABM we'll try to coup Mexico. Maybe throw 1 into Japan with Warsaw. Oh no. Come on, please fail, please fail. And of course, he rolls a 5. Honest to God. Okay, so we'll use the Reformer now. We'll put 2 into East Germany to protect against the Reagan card. We'll put 2 into Poland, and then we'll put 2 into Italy to make him respond to that. Then with Warsaw, I think we'll throw them all into Japan, force him to repair that. It'll also give us our domination back, and with ABM we will coup Mexico. Okay, he's wise to overprotect Italy. Come on, a big roll. If he doesn't respond, we'll just put 1 in with blockade. Yeah, I think that's going into Mexico. Right, so we'll... How many plays have we got left? So we'll space East European, try and get ourselves 4 points. Come on. Yes! Yeah, I think he needs a miracle to win this game. Central America is the only region that favours him. The rest of them are either even or... Oh no, no, take blockade, please. Yes! Okay, we got quite lucky there. And we will throw these... Oh, hang on, why doesn't that score as domination? Oh, I see, right. Well, in that case, where do we need to overprotect? Put one into Argentina. East Germany and West Germany are already overprotected. Middle East, we don't really have the ops to overprotect 3 of them, so I think I'll just leave that where it is. Put one into Poland and one into India. So with that, we're 12 ahead. We will lose 8 from Central America. That'll take us down to 4. But after that, I think it's just up for us. So we'll have 1 in Europe. That'll be 5. We'll have 4 from Africa. That'll be 9. We'll have 3 from Asia. That'll be 12 again. We'll also have an extra 1 from the China card, and the Middle East will be even. So I'm happy to leave it there. I don't think he has the voice of America. I think we've already seen that. Yes.
The totalitarian world produces backwardness because it does such violence to the spirit, thwarting the human impulse to create, to enjoy, to worship.
Important closing words there from Mr. Reagan. Yeah, he could have tear down this wall, but I don't really see what damage he could do with it. He can't really realign any of the 3 countries that we control there. So okay. So he steals our African domination. And I'll get rid of UN. Oops. He did well to hold lone gunman. I think we've won this. Oh, he actually gets 2 points. Wow. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed that game. I know I did. It was a long battle. As always, if you enjoyed the game, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that very much. And as always, feel free to criticize my tactics and play in the comments. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.